I should go touch grass. I mean, close enough. Magic the Gathering. If you've ever seen my Twitch stream, you should know that I'm a pretty big fan of the game. However, one aspect of Magic that I never really delved my toe in is the competitive aspect. Every year, thousands of incredibly skilled Magic players hone their craft and climb their way through the tournaments to hope to one day ascend to the World Championship. Meanwhile, I play Commander with my friend where I put a bunch of sword on a crab.
Let me see what you have! No!
However, this week my friend told me that she was hosting this regional championship qualifier, so I was like, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. I don't think I'm gonna win anything, but it'll be nice to see her face. However, if I want to play in this tournament, I need a standard deck. Luckily for me, there's this great site called MTG Goldfish that basically just has all of the top tier standard decks right now, so I'll just go ahead and take the most popular one and... Honestly, half the fun of Magic comes from being able to brew something unique with your card. I mean, why would you play a trading card game if you're just gonna play someone else's deck list? Luckily for me, I think I got most of the cards I need here. All I need to do is just place an online order for the cards I'm missing and... You can lend me a deck? Just buy your ramen? I can do that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, good news, we've got a deck. Now all we need to do now is to stay focused and practice hard. And finally, the day of the RCQ was here. Now despite what I'm showing you, I actually got quite a bit of practice in on the digital client. I even made it all the way up to Mythic. Yes! Now here, I should probably explain what my deck actually does. Now, in Magic the Gathering, you and your opponent both start at 20 life. Usually, you'll try to reduce each other's life by either attacking with creatures, burning them with damage, or trying to win with some other random shenanigans. My deck is one of those random shenanigans because it uses the poison mechanic. Basically, if your opponent gets 10 poison countered, they die. To do this, I have a bunch of cheap toxic creatures or stuff that gives me toxic creatures to quickly get in and get damage. I have some removal to clear the way for more of my toxic stuff. And finally, I have a sweet 2-card combo with Venerated Rotpriest and March of Swirling Mist, which has allowed me to end games just by targeting my own stuff and giving them instant poison counter. Now, if you don't understand that, that's fine. Basically, what you need to understand is that my deck plays a lot of cheap stuff that tries to hit quick, hit fast, and have a push in case of emergency button with the Rotpriest combo. So I show up to my tournament, and this was about a 40 to 50 people tournament, so the organization was that it was 5 rounds of Swiss and then a cut to top 8. From there, the top 4 player would get an invitation to the regional championship. Or, because I'm Canadian, basically a national because we only get a single regional in the whole country. I start my day off with my round 1 opponent, and they're playing blue-black control. They're trying to essentially stall out the game, kill my stuff, and try to bring this game long so they can win eventually. However, as I said, my deck is filled with cheap creature that gets into damage quick and has a way to win the game with an emergency button in the late game, so I was able to win this match 2-1, not too much problem. At this point, I sit down at a table and I sat across my round 2 opponent and I see they're playing blue-white control. Hey Scran, you just told us your deck is really good against control deck. This must mean you won this easily, right? Not exactly. So remember how I said most of my deck is super cheap stuff because I can get into damage early? Well, there's a card in Magic called Temporary Lockdown. And what this basically reads is, fuck your entire deck, eat shit Scran. So I lose game 1, but luckily, we have something called a sideboard. It allows us to kind of switch up our strategy, add in some better cards against a tougher matchup. So what I did is that I added in 3 cards that kills enchantment, which kills the fucking temporary lockdown, and 2 cards that counter. I start game 2, draw my 7, and I see the face of God. Cheap creature and 2 removal for the temporary lockdown. Ooh, baby, we are in business. The game goes on. They play a temporary lockdown. I remove it. They play a second temporary lockdown. I remove it again. They can't possibly have any more, right?
Cast temporary lockdown?
I lost round 2, 0-2. At this point, my back was up against the wall. I couldn't afford to lose any more matches because if I get 2 losses, there's a good chance I wouldn't make it to top 8. So I focus up. Against my round 3, I was up against Teamer Land Combo. I beat them no problem. 4th game, I was up against a black-white control deck and I was able to sneak out the win. Until finally, I was up against my round 5 opponent. Okay, focus up, Scran. As long as you win this match, you can make it to top 8. I know you're hungry, you haven't eaten anything all day, but you just gotta focus and play the best Magic of your...
Hey, so I'm pretty hungry. You want to tie?
Sure. Of course, I didn't even think of this. I could tie. That way I can guarantee a place into the top 8 and all I'll need to do then is to win a single match and I'll finally get my invitation to the regional championship. You have no idea what you've unleashed, opponent. Ooh, sandwich. Ow. And there I was, sitting in the top 8 bracket. One more win and I will be guaranteed an invitation to the regional championship. I was tense. My opponent was a very good Magic player, well known in the community, and they were playing Domain Red. Basically, they're also trying to get to the late game and I need to deny them that value. So I draw my opening hand, and luckily for me, this was a pretty good hand. I was able to quickly kill them before they were able to assemble enough value, and we move on to game 2. Game 2 didn't go as well. Sadly, they were able to assemble their value too quickly, and I fell just short of leading. So we move on to the final match. I started off strong. However, towards the end of the game, the board was stalled out. I had no way of getting through damage, and I was living on 2 life. I needed the best top deck of all time. Marcus throwing this X equal to 3. Good game. And that's it. I've won. I've gotten my invite to the regional championship. From there, me and the other top 4 players just decided to just split the prizes because at that point it was 7 p.m, we were hungry, we were tired, and we just all wanted to go home. Now, before you guys all accuse me of clickbaiting you because, Scrambits, you didn't win, technically you split the prizes, I'll have you know that while they weren't looking, I took the Champions playmat, and look at that. Look at what it says. It says Champions, you little shits. So fuck you. This is mine. I won.